Very good evening, friends, and in this video we are going to discuss about the React.js, and actually in this video we are going to create a project and we'll be making a website using React.js. So the first of all I have to create a folder, and then I use you see that I have different drives. I'll go and create a folder in drive F. I'm going to name it as my React, or you can say Edu Freaks. This is the name of the application. So here I create. Now I open my Visual Studio Code and open this folder from the Visual Studio Code. So this is my Visual Studio Code editor, and there I click on the file and then open folder, and then there you locate your folder. So my folder is in the drive F, so this local disk F, and then inside this is the folder which I just created. So I select this, and now a new project will be created, new folder will be active, and here in this Visual Studio Code everything will be creating our application here. So this is getting started. Close this one, this is not required. Now I open my terminal. This is new terminal, you can click there, new, this is terminal. Yes, so here at this terminal you type npx create dash react dash app, and the name the app. So I call it as, wait, where it is gone? Okay, npx create dash react dash app, and the name it. So I name it as react, or I better name it as my app. Then click, and then it will install the requisite libraries and the important files. It will take some time. So once it is all loaded, because normally it takes 3 to 4 minutes and depending on the speed of your machine, so it will take some time, and when it is done then I'll come back to you again. There you see that the npx is loaded and it is now creating a new React app in this particular folder. It will again take some time, so now it is installing React DOM, React scripts, and the CRA template and some other important files. So again it will take some time, so again wait, I'll come back when it is done. So now the downloading part is done, project is ready. So now you see that the blue color cd my app and npm start. So first we have to type cd and my app so that we can go into the right folder where our dependencies have been added, and here it is inside the cd my app, and now you type npm start. So this is npm start. Now the web browser will start. So if the port number here is local port 3000, something is coming. Let's see, wait and watch. So I remove two bars. Yes, here it is. So now see, this is the React.js logo, and here if you click it will take somewhere else, but we do not, because we want to create our own application, so we do not need all these features. Now just look at the folder structure. Now here you see that inside the Edu Freak we have my app, and this is node module where all the dependencies are there, and this is the public folder where this index.html, the logo, etc. are there, and this is the resources folder where you have app.js, app.css, and this logo is there. Now right now we do not need. Now if you want to see the dependencies, then this package.json, click on this, and there you see all these dependencies added here. You can see them. These are the dependencies added, and if you further download and add some more dependencies, then they will be all added to this part. Here you see React version 17.0.2, React DOM which is 17.0.2, and Web Vitals, etc. all are there. So right now we are not going to use all this. We don't have to do anything here. Now what I need, that first I go to the src folder and then I remove this logo.svg. we do not need this, and from the index dot, this is the index.html file, leave it there, and then you go to app.js and then remove this line, because this, if you don't have the logo, we don't need to import it. So this is removed. Now from here, this all division tag, this is not required. We only need this class name also, right now not required. So this is for the styling, which we'll be discussing later during the course of program. Now here I just type h1 and I say my app, my application, or I just better name it as Edu Freaks Technology. Then I save, and then I refresh the web browser again, and there you see that the Edu Freaks Technology, this name looks little long, so I just make it as Edu Freaks. Okay, now you might have seen that every web application have a nav bar, so we are also going to create a nav bar. So here inside src folder, look at this, yeah, I create a folder. So this second button is the create folder, and I create a folder. Otherwise, if you don't know how to create folder, right click on this src and then new folder you can do. Otherwise, if you just see the Visual Studio, so there are two icons, just you put the cursor, say new file, so you can create a new file by clicking on this icon. And if you want to create a new folder, there you see it says new folder. So if I click on this and I call this folder as components. Why components? Because every web page or web application is made up of large number of components, and these components keep on communicating with one another, and they provide a better UI, and that is how the applications are made. So this is components. Okay, this components is done. In this case, now we are creating one application, one component, and we are going to create one, you can say one module kind of thing, that the whole task is to manage the navigation. So I call it as navbar.js, and to design the css also will be using for this. So I will create another one called the navbar. First one was navbar.js, and this is the navbar.css. So all the styling that will be used in the navbar.js will be used in this navbar css. Means we will have one small components called the navbar.js, and the styling, all the elements, whatever HTML elements we will be using in navbar.js, those elements will be styled in this folder called as navbar.css. So right now we don't have anything yet, so now I go into navbar here, yes, and then I type the snippet rfce and click on this, and here you see that import React from the, this is function navbar, and this is, so now in this file we are going to create our main important features. For that I need a nav here, so I don't need this div, I need a nav, and there I provide CSS. So for the CSS we'll be using classes as the camel case representation of naming, and this is class name. So class name is, first one is Nav Bar. Nav Bar, and so this one should also become nav. You can use division also, does not make much difference, but since it is a navigation, that's why it serves the purpose, because HTML5 have this feature nav, so we are using that. Inside that I'll use a division, and the class name for this will be Nav Bar Container. Nav Bar Container. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now inside the Nav Bar container we need a link. We create a link to the logo. So for the link you need this keyword, this is special link to, and then to which file you want it to be linked. So that is, right now I'm keeping it blank, and I provide it class name also, and I call it as Navbar Logo. Navbar Logo. And okay, right now we don't need anything, but to use this link we need to download certain files. The one such file is called the React Router DOM. So here I import link from, so import link from React Router DOM, but since I do not have this one installed, so again I will go to the okay, so again I have to go to the terminal. This is the terminal. Where is the terminal gone? So you can create a new terminal by clicking on this plus, but you don't forget that you have to go inside this my app. So you write cd my app. If you don't want to use this again and again, so better you click on the file, open new folder, and then instead of linking A2Flix, open the folder my app. So again automatically it will be all refreshed, and the terminal will always open inside my app. That will save some of your time, otherwise every time you have to run cd space my app. So now here you see this is done, and I open the terminal. So inside this terminal I'll install npm install react-router-dom. So it will take a minute or two depending on the speed of the network and machine. So once it is done, I will come back to the programming part again, because if it is not done then you cannot import, because the link what we are using for linking is the component, or it is defined inside this react-router-dom. So I'll just come after when it is done. Okay, so now it is installed. So I open my file again. Inside the components navbar.js. Okay, now here I can get the thing. So import link from React Router DOM. So React Router DOM and semicolon. Then we need to import the use effect also. So use effect and use state, these things also we will be using. And okay, so now this part is done. So what I need, that I need a logo because I don't have any image here. So what I do, that I go to the fontawesome.com. so font dash font author for CDN, this one I can take. You have to register there at Font Awesome. Once you get registered, they offer different kind of images, and you can choose the free ones which are free of cost. And if you want to go for a paid item, then you can use that also. Since I have already seen, now I need a bar. So here I click on the bar. Okay, I need bar also. I need one more icon before use school or anything related to scholastic. Yes, this graduation cap is better. So if you have found it, then you just copy the HTML link. So here this is the, if you click your cursor there, say copy the HTML. So I minimize this, I'll be using it again. So here inside this link, I will provide the name for my application, and I call it as here Edu Freaks, and there after I just type this one, FA-graduation-cap. Okay, now let me refresh and see. Simple one. So when this part is done, we need certain more elements like menus. So for that I will use a division, and class name equals, and should be capital, class name, my god, class name equals menu icon, menu dash icon, and okay, now here I'll be using a provision that if the user minimizes the application, the screen application, then it will change the icon. Oh, this also is coming. Let it come. So now for that I need the font icon bar. So I take bar also the bars and the cross. Otherwise it is bars, and when it goes to the mobile version it will become cross, or if you click on that it become cross. So I go for bars. Okay, so the first one, this bars, this one, loading the awesome. So I click on this copy HTML, then inside this menu icon I simply type this, and here I class name equals, and then I provide the HTML conditional operator, like if it is clicked, so click, then use this icon which is FAS space FA-bars, else if it is not clicked, then I can use cross. So again I go to the font awesome, and this time I try to get times, that is a symbol of cross multiplication, like how many times, that is a cross, that is a multiplication. So and I'll copy the code. So what happened that if user clicks, then these two icons will keep on toggling in between, like the bars will become cross, cross will become bars, and this is the operated with the help of click of a button, and that button is our this part. So this is my second part, and since already closing is there, so I don't need all this. Okay, so here I only need the CSS style, and that is this separated by colon. So this is conditional operator, and curly bracket closes here. So I class name equals curly bracket and the phase times single colon, then the times curly bracket close and the slash. This I is not required. Okay, I'm using single closing type. So now this part is done. Let me see how it is looking like now. It's not coming because I have not used. If I want to use this nav bar, I have to go to the app.js, and here inside this I'll be using nav bar. So nav bar, nav bar. So it is imported. Now save, refresh. It should show some error. Okay, in the meantime I see it saying that the click is not defined. Fine, I'll define it. Yeah, it's not defined. I'm only using it, is not defined. So when this division is done, then I first create my unordered list ul, the class name equals nav items, and then inside this we will be using li, and the class name is nav. So inside this ul I will use class name. Ul is this, and here it is class name is also changing dynamically. So click and colon dash nav dash menu active dash colon nav dash menu, then curly bracket. Okay, and okay, so this part, and inside this will be using li. Why this is showing error? Okay, this one is not closed. Okay, so here the class name is nav dash item, and then inside this we will be using link, because this is ReactJS, so we do not use anchor tag. So to, and this is slash, then class name equals nav links, and yes, this link is closed, and there I can write first I'll be using home, and this name should be capital. So others are also very much like same, so I simply copy them, copy, paste, paste, paste. Now home, and then here I can type image gallery, and then here I type our services, and is there anyone? Yeah, that you can use it as contact us, contact us. Okay, so this part is done. Click it there, saying still. Now we will be using a button, inbuilt button. We will not using the HTML button. We will create a button class. So there type button.js, and for styling this button again we need CSS component that is called as button.css. Okay, then there I can use my snippet RFCE, or not in button dot. Okay, so in button.js I use the snippet RFCE and click on this. Then certain import functions are there. There I use the named export, right? Export const button, and then inside this button I'll use the arrow operator, so this equal, and then in this parenthesis I'll pass certain elements like children. I'll pass children, and then I will pass type, then I pass on click, then I pass button style and button size. Button size, these are the parameters which will be passing, and after this these are here in the form of arrays, so I write in the curly braces. Okay, this one is not required. Okay, so when this is done, then simply after this I write this arrow operator, fat arrow, and then curly bracket start, and inside this curly bracket I'll design important features like the const check button style so the const check button style, okay, equals. For that we need to import certain features. First we will be using import link from React router DOM. Yes, now my machine looks little faster. Okay, semicolon, this is not mandatory, and then I create some variables for styles. So the const styles equals, and then in the box bracket I will name these. I'll define them one by one, but first right now using. So we need one for button primary, and then we need button outline. So btn dash outline, and then you need btn dash text, the type of text on the button. Okay, why? Okay, so this is closing here. Button dash text. Okay, you can provide. Now we need some same variable set for similar variable set for the sizes also. So const sizes equals box, and then btn dash medium, and there we use btn dash large. So these different styles are there when the user goes from the big screen to small screen, like for the mobile devices or for the tablets. Then the size of the button, size of the style should, type of the style should also change. So now here we have the export. So the const button style, so which button style will be selected by default, and that is the first one. So styles, so styles dot include, so we have to include which style, and the button style, and again we need this operator, means the ternary operator actually. So include this depending on situation, the button style. So button style, it's not mutton, it's button style colon, and then you take the first one, that is the 0 index. So styles box 0, means the first element will be either the button, either you take the button style if the condition is true, or you take the first element of this arrow, this array, not arrow. So next is again const check button size, check button size equals sizes colon includes, and then in parentheses you write button style, and then question mark button size colon, and then sizes box 0, and then we'll be using the return function, and inside the return function, inside the division, we will use link. So link, because if you click on those buttons, then there is a link associated. So link equals link, and then 2 equals dash, and then there we have sign up. Then the class name for this will be button dash mobile, and here inside this we will be using button, and class name equals, since we are using React, then for this we need the backticks. This is backtick symbol, and then you type button $, curly bracket, check button style. check button style, and again you need another one for dollar size, check button size. So picking the variables, check button size, and yes, and on click of them, on click, when this button is clicked, then on click function will be, so we have on click function there. You see that inside this parenthesis, when we are passing children type, then on click also we are passing. So that is our on click, on click. So this is on click, and then the what is type, type will be just the same, that variable which will be defined as type, and then we need children also. So inside this you write children, okay, and then we need to close the button. Okay, so this button is closed after children. So link, so button somewhere, something is not closed. So this is backticks btn dollar sign check button style, and dollar sign check button size, curly bracket close, backticks close, single bracket close, on click is curly bracket on click, and then type is this, and then inside this one, inside the body of this button we need to pass this children. Okay, so this one is here, children is, should go down. Okay, and then we need button is there, so we need closing link, and after closing link we need to close the parenthesis, semicolon, and then curly bracket semicolon, and then these things are not required because we are already exporting the default from there only. So here this is also not required, yes. So now you see that from very much here only writing export const button. Now this one is why it's, so the export const button, parenthesis, curly bracket, children type, on click, and then we have arrow, and then curly bracket const check button style equals styles dot includes button style question mark button style colon button style question mark button style colon styles 0 semicolon. That is fine. Now const button size equals sizes dot include, just like the above one, the very same way, dot includes. So sizes dot includes button style. Now error is gone, so this looks better. Okay, now we need to use styling for this one, button dot cs. Okay, now for this I will use the variable, so root, and here dash dash primary colon, and there you can use hash fff, this is white color, and then you type dot btn, and there you have padding. We need some padding for this, so I'll be using 8px and 20px, and border radius is 2px, then outline is none, then border is none, then cursor cursor is pointer. Now we go for button primary dot btn. You might be remembering these styles which we have used here. So inside this button you see that, okay, this is button mobile. Now inside this you see we have used this, yeah, button primary, button outline, button dash dash text. So these ones. So I'm just trying to define them in my button dot css. So this is button dash dash primary. For primary button we need a background dark, so I'll use background color is where I use where primary only, that is white background, no dark. Dark is not a, this transparency will create a problem. So this is, we'll take the white background, and then on the, if the button's background is white, then you need a black kind of thing so that you can see the text on it. So I write color is black, this is the text color. Then we have border 1 pixel solid, and the color of this border will also be primary, means white. So var dash dash primary. So we are using these colors as the variable. Now this is done. So we need button large dot btn dash dash large. So when it is large, then the padding should be increased. So padding, now it was 820, now I make it as 8 becomes 10, 10 pixel, and that 20 I can make it 26 pixel, fine. So 26 pixel. If it's not that good, I can change it later also. So font size is 20 pixel. Okay, so button large, this part is done. So now we go for the button container dot btn dash outline, not container. Container is for nav. So dot button dash dash outline. So background color is transparent. So we have two type of button. One is with the background color white, and this one is the background color transparent. So background color transparent. Okay, then the color should be white. So I use this white only, I pick it from here. And then border is 1 pixel solid, and then I can take white. Okay, then I want transition effect on this. So transition is all for 0.3s and EASE dash OUT. So ease out. And now I need button medium dot btn dash dash medium, and there I need a padding of 8 pixel and 20 pixel. Font size is 18 pixel. Okay, now I provide some hovering effect. So dot btn dash dash large, and when hovering is done, so I write here colon hover. Okay, on the medium also, when the hovering happens, then dot btn dash dash medium hover. Okay. Dot btn dash dash large and then over. Okay. And then we provide a transition. Transition is all 0.3s and ease out. Background we can take it as white, and color on the text is black. I think sufficient. Where is black? Or you can use this code 242424. This grayish, and then we need transition of for 300 millisecond. So this part is done. Now I include this button dot css in button.js. So write import single quote slash button.css. Okay. Now I go to my button part is done. So now I'll go to my nav.js, and this is added into button.css. Now I go to navbar.js and I start completing the part, because I was going to use button here after ul, and since I did not have that button component, so I went to the button.js. so there I use this as a variable. So button double ampersand, and there I'm using this button button button, and then I provide the button style to this. Button style is btn dash dash outline, and text on this will be sign up, and this dash is not important. And after sign up we need this closing button. Okay, and then division is closed, div is closed, nav is closed, and after this, okay, now I'll check the tag. But before this we need to use certain functions, because we haven't defined certain functions, like what will happen if someone on clicks, like after this link, when someone clicks, you see the click is not defined. So let me define those variables first. So inside this function nav bar, they are defined. So this is const, and this is the variable click, and the function associated with this is set click. So I call it as set click box close. So we have click, and with the click we have a function set state. Now initial state for this variable is false, so I write use state, and there I type false. Then we have const button, because we are using the button also as variable, and which button, so for that we take the set button. set button, and there I use state true. Then I define arrow function const handle click, equal to this, and then the arrow function use set click, and make this click as false, so the exclamation click. Okay, because if false it is, it become true. Otherwise, if you click on the keep on changing false true false true. Then we have const show button, not show button. We need a close menu button, so close mobile button, I beg your pardon, it is close mobile button. So the const close mobile menu, not button. When mobile menu is when the screen is in the mobile size, then in this condition how the set click, and there I write false, it's not required. Okay, then I define the function const show button, show button equals parenthesis curly bracket if window dot inner width is less than or equal to 980, then what will happen? Set button is false, else set button is true. Okay, so this you provide semicolon here, and then we'll use effect. Use effect means the effect will take place if you use this one. So effect use effect show button, call this function, and this button will bring out the change. So the curly quotes comma empty box semicolon, and after that we need window dot add event listener, and there I type the function of resize, and when it is resizing, then at that moment whether the button should be shown or not. So show button, and there is semicolon, and these two things are not required, then return. Now we have defined some of the variables. Now let's see. It says that the use state is not defined. User state, or I think it's the typing mistake. It should be use state. Where is user state? User state, it should be mentioned here. Yes, it should be use state. Use state is inbuilt function. It is not user defined. Now this says button is not defined. So if I'm using button here, so I need to import button also. So import and button from button.js. Is it coming? because navbar.js and the button.js are in the same folder, so they should not be having any problem. Okay, now here says that the handle click is assigned but was never used. Okay, so we have to link them with the on click functions. So first is when user clicks on the icon. Where is icon? This is the icon. So when user clicks on this icon at that time, so icon, yes, so click, this is defined here, there only we need to use on click. So division class name menu icon, there I write on click and I use curly equals to curly bracket, and inside the curly bracket I use handle click, handle click, handle click, curly bracket close, yes. Now we have another button called as another function called close mobile menu, which is with the home. So here in the link section only, here I can use this on click equals close mobile menu. Okay, now save. Okay, I think right now there is no error. Now let's see whether we are getting the result. Anything. Import in the body of module. So inside the button.js line number 5. Inside button.js import this Control X and I place it here at the top because this is coming in the line of variable. Now save, refresh. You should not use, yes, you should not use link outside a router. So if you are using link, then we need to make it not outside the router. And how can we overcome this problem? So go into the app.js and put this one into router, and there it is a closing router. Okay, and now we need to import router. So import browser router, as router from React router DOM. Now save and let's see. Yes, so now here we are getting our menus now, but the bar thing we are not getting. Our button is also there. If I see, this button is there, this, but icon is not there beside this. Why? So there it is. So we have this A2 freaks. Oh, I got the link from my file and then I need to add it inside the index.html present in the public folder. So inside this public folder, you see this is index.html, and the way you simply add these CSS links inside the head section of your body. Now here this is the head section. So there also, here before title or anywhere inside the head only I paste this. So this is the code, and actually I got it from the Font Awesome website only, this link. But right now while making this video it's not possible for me to access that code. That's why I simply used it and copied from one of my previous codes and I paste it here. So now I save it and I refresh it. Now there you see your icon is also there and this bar is also there. If I click on the bar now, see it's toggling. So here, this one. So everything is working fine. Now we need to use the CSS for the nav bar, and that is the part. This is little lengthy, and this we are going to do. So now we are going into navbar.css, and then we have to write the code. So we had taken the first element as navbar. Now here you see that inside this the first one is navbar. So we go for this, and there we write dot navbar. Then we provide a background with some gradients. So the background, the linear gradients, linear gradient 90 degrees, and the RGB value will be, this is the color, from 28, 27, 27 with 0% opacity, and then RGB, this is the range of values, RGB 26, 23, 23, and here this opacity is 100%, transparency 100%. Okay, and then semicolon. Fine. Now I use the height as 80 pixel. So 80 pixel. Display will be flex. So the display will be flex, and justify content center, and align items, or justify content center, and then align items also center. And the font size is 1.2 rem. Position is fixed, static, sticky. Okay, let's use this sticky to see how this sticky looks. And top is 0, and Z index I give it as 5 or 4. I want it to stay on the top. And then this part is done. Now next part what we need is Navbar Logo or Navbar container. Oh sorry, second one is Navbar container. So I copy this text from here, Control C, go into this, write dot, paste, curly bracket, and then again this display will be in flex. Display will be flex, and justify content center, and align items again at center, align items at center. Height should be same because the container and the both navigation bar should have the same height because just 80 pixel. So I write height as 80 pixel, and the maximum width what should I take? 1360, that is my laptop screen size. 1360, 1370 pixel. If needed more I can increase it. Okay, so this part is done. Now we go to the third part. This is Navbar Logo. So copy this logo from here, Control C, go into this dot, paste, and in the logo you have color as white, and justify cells, justify self. So at the beginning, so it should be at the start, and then margin left. Let me provide certain margin from the left hand side, that is 20 pixel. Okay, now save and let's see how does it look. Any changes do we see? This, I think I have not included this nav CSS here. Oh, so import Nav Bar CSS, Navbar dot CSS, semicolon, save, refresh the browser. Okay, now it is coming at the center. That is fine, better. So still a lot of coding we need to do. So okay, now I make my cursor as pointer, and then text decoration is not required. Text decoration is none, and then display, the font size should be double. So the font size is 2 relative measures, so 2 rem, 2 rem, and then display should be flex, and align items at the center. So now save and let's see how does it look now. No major change. Okay, no problem. Now this was for the Navbar logo. Now I go to the here, Navbar logo, here also we have Navbar logo, fine. Then after this Navbar logo, we have this fag resolution cap. I can change this also, or I'll do it later if it is required. Now I go for nav menu. So nav menu, where is nav menu? Inside nav bar, nav item. So where is nav menu? Nav icon, or this class name should be nav menu here, because we have this nav menu here. So copy it, nav menu active. So go into this part, then dot, paste. Okay, then we write display in the form of grid template column, grid template columns, repeat. Then I write here for, because we are using for home, image gallery, this services, and contact us, auto. Okay, grid gap should be 10 pixel, and list style type This is list style. List style is none. Then width you are using 60 view port width, and justify content at the end, and margin right is 2 rem semicolon, and this part is done. Now let's see how does it look. Oh, this is stretching fine. This is stretching very well. It's coming across now. Okay, still a lot of things we need to do. So okay, now this one was nav menu. So we go to nav menu, and then after this we have nav item. Copy, and let's do this one more time. Dot. Okay, nav dash item. So height 80 pixel, because it is only single row, so nothing more is there. Then we go for nav. Next, what is next? Nav items. Oh, here this link, nav links. So Control C, and then they write dot v, and there dot nav dash links. So I write color for the links should be hash white. I take white. Display flags. This pop-up is display flags, and then align items should be at center, and text decoration none. Text decoration no decoration. Padding is required, so 0.5 rm from the top and right, and 1 rm from the top and right, and the bottom and left. So 1 rem. Height you can make it 100%, whatever is available, that 100% height will be used here. Now dot nav, now I'll use some hover effect. So dot paste and hover. If anyone points, then what will happen? That the border bottom 4px solid. 4px is used, so I take 2px solid, and let me use red. Transition all 0.3s and ease out. Okay, ease space ease out. Border bottom unknown property, border bottom. Oh, this should be M, border bottom. Okay, then we need to go for mobile. Dot nav dash links dash mobile, and there we write display none. When it is user is watching from the mobile screen is very less, then don't display anything. And same thing for the logo also. So dot menu dash icon and display none, because these are for desktop application or large screen, not for this. Now some media port, so at the rate media screen, and when the maximum width is 980 pixel, then dot nav bar items dot nav bar item dot navbar items, position will become relative, position will become dot nav menu, display is flex, and flex direction is column, flex direction is column, then width we take full, so 100%, height 90 VH is fine, position is absolute, top 80 pixel, left minus 100%, it will shift towards left, opacity is 1, transition is all 0.5, ease out. Then I go for dot nav menu, if it is active then what will happen, background colon hash 24242422. If it is not suitable then we can change it later also. Left is 0 and the opacity is 1, transition is all for 0.5 second, ease out, double colons, two four, and Z index is I can write 1. Why these underlines are there? Property value expected, background colon hash 242, so I think there is extra 2424, 4 is extra. Okay, now there we write dot nav dash links. So these are how do they change when the screen size changes. So the text align. Text align is center. Padding. Padding is 2 rem. Width 100%. Display in the tabular form. Dot nav dash links over background color. Background color, we can take white, #FFF. Color is, what should we say, #242424. Border radius 0. Border radius 0. Now save. Let's see how does it look. Okay, but these things are happening, but yes, yeah, this is also fine. Something, I think we are see home, all these things are there, but the background color for the nav bar, that is not seen. That, so it says nav bar. So the linear gradient 90°. Okay, let's check again. Linear gradient 90°. RGB is 28, 27, 27, 0%, and then again RGB is 26, and balance is 100%. If I make this background color black, #000, then what will happen? Instead of going for this gradient, let's go for this. Yes, so now it is coming properly. Now little more, this text size for this logo is also so logo. This word links to, oh, this class name is n is small, that's why this was happening. So it means that, yes, control y. So there you see that everything is, some problems still we have, like this font size. This font size for this logo should be a little more, because the text here, this one, Navbar Logo. So this Navbar Logo, the font size is 2 rem. This is not working properly. If I make this font size as 5 rem, then let's see. this font size is not changing. Why it is not changing? Navbar logo font size. Font size, if I write 40 pixels, then what will happen? Yeah, this is better. This is more. So 32 pixels, and margin left is 20 pixels. Let me provide margin of 10 pixels from all sides, top bottom also. Instead of 20, then there you see this logo, and hover effect is also, everything is proper. I need to increase this font size for these also. So what are the font size for these? These are menu, nav links, font size, I'll make it as 22 pixel. Your menu is kind of ready, and in the next video, because I think it has become more than 1 hour and we have just created navigation bar, but we took a lot of time because I wrote every line of possible code, CSS, styling and all these things. So in the very next video, when we will design, because this is going to take the form of a project, so in that condition we'll try to keep on changing the CSS part. And thank you very much for this. Subscribe to our channel and keep practicing with this. Have a nice day.